Hey there, welcome back to Technistic. Today we want to talk to you about a topic that's been on the government's mind a lot lately. China's ambitions in the microchip industry. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but what does this have to do with me? Well, it turns out that the microchips that power everything from our phones to our fighter jets, including the great F-22 fighter jets, are all made by a company called Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, or TSMC for short. And TSMC can't make these chips without the help of a super specialized machine from a Dutch company in the Netherlands called ASML. Now, ASML's machine is no ordinary piece of equipment. It's actually the only one of its kind in the world, and it's used to print the tiny features that make up TSMC's microchips. You see, microchips are made by layering billions of tiny transistors on top of each other, kind of like how you would layer a cake, except much more complicated. And ASML's machine is able to pattern the finest lines on these microchips using a process called lithography. But here's where things get really interesting. ASML's machine uses something called extreme ultraviolet light, or EUV for short, which is an extremely short wavelength of light that can create even tinier circuitry than what's possible with traditional lithography methods. EUV light doesn't occur naturally on Earth, it can only be found in outer space. So ASML had to figure out a way to generate it in their own factories. And they do this using a CO2 laser that fires 2 laser pulses at a drop of tin, vaporizing it and creating plasma that emits EUV light. This happens at a whooping rate of 50,000 times a second. ASML's EUV machines are shipped in a massive operation involving 40 freight containers, 20 trucks, and 3 Boeing 747s. The company's clean rooms, where the machines are assembled, are 10,000 times cleaner than outside air to avoid contamination. Even the smallest speck of dust can ruin a wafer, so extreme cleanliness is necessary. ASML's EUV machines are used by the world's largest chipmakers, including TSMC, Samsung, and Intel. These companies rely on ASML's advanced technology to produce their most advanced chips. The company's decision to switch to EUV light in the 90s was a risky, but ultimately successful move that gave it an advantage in the market. The switch cost billions of dollars, but has paid off in the form of ASML's current market value and strong demand for its products. If you're new here and like informative, educating tech videos, do well to join the Technistic community by subscribing to our channel for more of tech content made simple. We'll take you through more of this in our regular videos in this space. Now, that's great. ASML is the only company in the world that makes these EUV machines, and they're incredibly valuable. In fact, the company is now worth around $193 billion. And their EUV machines are sold to some of the biggest chipmakers in the world, like TSMC, Samsung, and Intel. But here's where things get a little complicated. China also relies on ASML's machines to make their own semiconductor chips. And in 2019, the Trump administration successfully lobbied the Dutch government to block shipments of ASML's most advanced machines to China. And so far, the Biden administration has shown no signs of reversing this policy. However, ASML is not restricted from exporting their older deep ultraviolet (DUV) systems to China. These systems are a generation behind the EUV machines, but they're still the most common way to make less advanced chips. In 2021, 16% of ASML sales went to China, around $2.2 billion worth. And the company expects similar figures for 2022. So why is the US government so worried about China getting their hands on these advanced microchip making machines? Well, it all comes down to national security. Advanced microchips are used in a wide range of military equipment, and if China were to gain access to the same technology as the US, it could potentially give them an advantage in military capabilities. But it's not just about military advantage. Advanced microchips are also used in a wide range of civilian technology, from self-driving cars to artificial intelligence. And if China were to gain access to the same technology as the US, it could potentially give them an advantage in the development of these technologies as well. So, it looks like the US government is going to continue to keep a close eye on China's ambitions in the microchip industry and the role that ASML's advanced machines play in it. It's a delicate balancing act between protecting national security and allowing for the free flow of technology and innovation. And it's a problem that doesn't have a simple solution. The US government has been trying to hinder China's chip industry in various ways, including blocking the acquisition of American chip companies by Chinese firms and restricting exports of advanced technology. This is part of a larger effort to curb China's rising technological power and protect the US interests. One thing is for sure though, ASML's advanced microchip making machines are incredibly important to the functioning of our modern world. They power everything from our phones to our fighter jets, and they're made by a company that has a monopoly on the technology. It's a fascinating look into the behind-the-scenes world of microchip manufacturing, and we hope you enjoyed learning more about it. Thanks for watching, and as always, if you enjoyed this video and want to stay up to date on all of our future tech content, make sure to join us here at Technistic. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Share this video if helpful to you so others too can benefit, as sharing is caring. See you in the next one.